Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today's wildfire update. As always, please ensure your cameras are off and your microphones remain on mute unless you're asking a question. Today, we'll begin with remarks from Christie Tucker, Information Unit Manager, Alberta Wildfire, and Joe Zatylny, Deputy Managing Director for the Alberta Emergency Management Agency. And then we'll take your questions. Christie, please go ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon. There are currently 115 wildfires burning in the forest protection area of Alberta. Of those, 11 are out of control, 44 are being held, and 59 are under control. A cold front moving through the province brought higher wildfire danger yesterday. We were watching carefully for a potential increase in wildfire activity, particularly in the northwest of the province. However, despite some expected growth on the CMO complex, established fire guards were not challenged, and crews, heavy equipment, and aircraft were able to continue containing the wildfires. A warning remains in effect for that area where we're still seeing some high to extreme wildfire danger. But we are expecting scattered showers and thunderstorms in most of the province today and tomorrow. Conditions are returning to what we would expect seasonally after an unusual amount of wildfire activity in July. In fact, our records show that the area burned in July was more than double the highest recorded since 1980. We're grateful to the more than 800 firefighters and support staff from other agencies that are helping Alberta's firefighters this week. They include representatives from Yukon, Ontario, Quebec, Northwest Territories, New Brunswick, Canadian Armed Forces, Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, South Africa, and Costa Rica. Having this assistance from our national and international colleagues gives our crews a chance to rest and come back at work refreshed. As we anticipate a slow return to seasonal conditions, many of our visiting firefighters will be returning home, and our own crews will continue to do the work that's needed to help extinguish the wildfires burning across the province. Thank you.
Thanks, Christie. Joe, please go ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Today's update comes on the heels of some very welcome news. Yesterday, the municipality of Jasper and Parks Canada announced a re-entry date. This Friday, Jasper residents can return to their homes and businesses and begin assessing the damage to property. Returning residents should review the re-entry guide on the municipality's website to be prepared for the days ahead. Re-entry will be challenging for those who have lost their homes, businesses, and treasured places. Local officials have indicated that there will be a welcome center at Commemoration Park, and that's at 1324 Pyramid Lake Road, with resources and information about mental health, utilities, internet, financial support, and insurance. And while we are all eager to see Jasper heal and thrive again soon, it's important that we show compassion and empathy as our neighbors take stock and grieve their loss. Trails, campgrounds, and day use areas are not included in Friday's reentry. And we echo local authorities' request that tourists postpone visiting for the time being to allow residents to breathe and take stock. Damage needs to be assessed and utilities and services restored before Jasper is available to accommodate visitors. Looking ahead to Friday's re-entry, we must remember that the local wildfire situation remains fluid. Currently, Jasper is still under an evacuation order. Re-entry will still depend on factors such as fire behavior and operational need. While Highway 16 is now open to traffic between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. daily, travelers should be mindful that the road may yet be impacted by closures or delays for the foreseeable future. While considerable progress has been made in restoring critical infrastructure, services in Jasper remain limited, and those returning should prepare for them to be self-sufficient as much as possible. If you're returning, you'll need to decide whether your home is immediately habitable. You'll need to consider things like smoke and water damage, as well as the availability and reliability of services and utilities in your area when you're deciding whether or not to remain on your property. With this in mind, local authorities recommend that people arrange for alternate overnight accommodations should they be unable to live at a residence upon their return. Residents choosing to stay should ensure that they bring essential supplies to last for up to 72 hours, including food, drinking water, and medication. As mentioned at last night's telephone town hall, Alberta's government is working closely with the municipality of Jasper and Parks Canada to develop a regional accommodations plan to provide housing for those who need it. The municipality of Jasper has launched a housing needs assessment survey to help inform these plans, and those impacted are encouraged to complete the survey to ensure their needs are considered. And even those that believe their house is still not impacted or standing are encouraged as well to complete that survey. More information is available at alberta.ca/emergency. For those unable to return or unable to remain in Jasper, following this reentry, agreements are in place with all the reception centers in the province to continue providing services and accommodations until at least August 24th. No one is going to lose their accommodation on Friday. We are working with the incident management team in Jasper to monitor the situation and determine the ongoing needs. Insurance can also help cover additional living expenses like costs for hotels. Displaced residents can rest assured that they will have a place to stay as they face the coming days and weeks. Alberta Emergency Management Agency continues to work with the municipality of Jasper and Parks Canada to support the upcoming reentry and recovery efforts to follow. The incident management team in Jasper is actively working to restore utilities and essential services in preparation for Friday's reentry. Currently, work to repair electricity, telecommunications, and natural gas is nearly complete, with work to restore severely impacted water and wastewater services also making headway. The resumption of healthcare services in Jasper is well underway, with emergency services such as EMS, fire, police, and 911 dispatch back online, and regular non-emergency hospital operations are expected to resume gradually over the coming weeks. It's critical that necessary infrastructure and services are functional so people can return to a safe, stable community, and the municipality of Jasper continues to provide daily updates online on the steps taken to restore the essential infrastructure and services. So while the threat of wildfire is not over, reentry offers hope to Albertans who have endured 3 agonizing weeks away from their community. This marks significant progress in the ongoing emergency response and the start of Jasper's recovery, but is still possible for new evacuation alerts to happen with little warning. We encourage Albertans to think ahead and to make use of the information we have at alberta.ca/be-prepared. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. We'll now take media questions. Each journalist is able to ask 1 question and 1 follow-up, and please ensure you state your name and media outlet before you begin. And Connor, we'll start with you.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Sure can.
Yeah, okay, cool. Connor Donovan, the Web Network. A question for Joe, likely. I was just speaking to an evacuee today here in Jasper who is concerned that maybe the reopening was happening too quickly. In particular, he was seeing this as sort of a window to maybe do some prescribed burns in the area more than, and I think he indicated there's one that maybe has not yet been done in to the west of the city. So I just wonder if you have any comment on that idea of maybe this being a little too early with the potential for fire still in the area, particularly from the west, and also he was concerned about looting as well. So just wondering if you have any comments on those concerns.
Yeah, thanks for that question. When it comes to reentry, the municipality of Jasper has set the date, and they have done extensive work analyzing and working on the preparedness for the community. And of course, the Alberta Emergency Management Agency is supporting them with their needs, whether it's logistics or support through the Provincial Emergency Coordination Center. And so I would say that safety remains the top priority, and as residents make their way on Friday, that they stay close and informed, watching 511 for the highway updates to ensure that if they are doing any burns over the next week or so, that people are aware that the highway is shutting down outside of the hours that it's operating. And so I would encourage residents continue to link into the municipality's website, and feel free to make sure before you make the trips at whatever time that is, that you're paying close attention to 511.
Connor, do you have a follow-up?
No follow-up, thanks.
All right, thank you. That looks like all the questions we have for today, so we'll end it there. But just a reminder that the daily media situation report will be sent out after 3:30 p.m. today. Thanks, everyone.